They're on the sludge. There, I said it. Now a lot of people are gonna be coming after me in the comments down below because they don't like to hear the truth when the truth hurts and undermines their authenticity and their status as a regular, normal, run-of-the-mill human being that we all strive to become. And everyone wants to be accepted as a part of the group and important member of the family and the whole. And nobody wants to be left behind and ostracized and live as an outcast, like a weird hermit, like a feral caveman type of situation where you're like, it's like impossible to fit into any sort of social group or an organization or hold a job just because this one issue, which is the substance abuse that 99% of the population partakes in, oftentimes unbeknownst to themselves, they're hopped up on drugs all day because they're all slurping on the same sludge to start their day and keep it going. And it's coffee, guys. It's not a mystery. It's a drug. This is a drug that runs the whole world, and all the big industries and the companies that make the most profit. If you'd conduct a study, you'd find out that the more profitable business is, the more coffee the employees of that organization are consuming on a daily basis. And that's the reason why most people are just fried and their adrenal glands are squeezed up like raisins, just pushing out the last bits of juice that's left. And in order to even get anything done, they need like a whole liter of the go juice just to get out of bed and put on the fake smile, the human resources vibe that most people these days have. Like it's this over the top smiley sort of high energy, but you can tell it's built on stress and anxiety and like just this unhealthy desire to, I'm not saying the desire to be accepted is unhealthy. It's really a normal thing. Just like I said, everyone wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves, but when that's impossible to do without doping yourself and just being like a drug addict, it's kind of a turn off for anyone who sees through this mess that we're in right now. We've ended up in this, we're like sailing through a coffee ocean, and nobody's really in charge of their own lives, even, because they're all just addicted. And when you're addicted, you've betrayed yourself and abandoned your true desires. How many of you guys remember wanting to be a movie star, or when you were a kid, like when you still had dreams, maybe you wanted to be a rock star, or like a bikini model or something like a cool, like athlete or an actor, Hollywood. Maybe you had a dream like that, and now you've lost that dream in the coffee cup. It's went down the drain, like just like your mental health has gone. Uh, but you haven't really, probably haven't noticed it because it's the buzz, the caffeine buzz, or sort of keeps you from being able to see just how wrecked you are from living this unhealthy lifestyle of productivity that's been shoved down our throats ever since an early age. Because the school system is all about getting us to accept our places. We're these drones slurping down the sludge and making profits for the boss. And I don't think that's necessarily a healthy way of life when it's impossible to be a part of the society without basically being a stimulant addict. Like, let's be honest with ourselves here. This stuff is just basically legal methamphetamines, and it's the same principle. I know a lot of doctors and scientists will disagree with me, but trust me when I tell you the truth is they've all been paid for by the big bean. Coffee industry is probably the most sinister thing that's ever come about, because it truly has enslaved the whole of, at least Western, well, Asians do this also. They're, maybe the Chinese are more inclined towards tea. At least that's what their propaganda tells us, but I'd be willing to bet that most of their best workers are also sipping on go juice, the thick stuff, instead of some silly little leaves. This is getting out of hand, in my opinion, and I think we need to take matters into our own hands and put down the cup in solidarity with David Blunt's, and shout outs to him for bringing this just a mess really into the attention of the public, in the public eye. And thanks to the Blunts for being blunt with it and delivering us a message that is much needed in these trying times, when in order to it's funny, like, you used to be able to get a house and a car and feed the whole family with just the husband doing a regular 9 to 5, and nowadays you need both parents on the job, in the factory, lining up with doing it's horrible. The amount of labor has increased, and the compensation has stayed the same while the prices are skyrocketing. And people just need to wake up, and starting your day with a cup of coffee is not the way to do it. You need spiritual awakening, and I don't know. Maybe we should try like shift into a. I don't know. Maybe we should like shift into a weed-based society, or hey, maybe that's just a silly little suggestion, but I think the way the psychology of the humanity works, it's usually when the scales shift, it's there's going to be a little bit of overcompensation at first, and hey, maybe that's what we need right now. That we've been going at this pace for a while, and we're descendants of speed freaks, us people who were born after the world wars, and I think it shows. I think the scars of our DNA are you can see the symptoms in how people are conducting themselves in this day and age, and someone's gotta blow the whistle and put down the cup, someone's gotta. And I haven't been drinking coffee. I've had like maybe a couple of years of experience with this substance throughout my lifetime, which is the measly 30-something years at this point. And look at the damage it's done to me, so I can only imagine what it's like for the high performers, the people who really shoulder most of the responsibility in the workforce, and how they have to use this drug, use this intoxicant to fuel their efforts that oftentimes do not get the respect nor the compensation, monetarily speaking, that they do deserve. And I wish that they could live their life peacefully instead of existing in this nerve-wracking, adrenaline-filled slavery. Basically, they're slaves to both their bosses and their coping mechanisms, which case in point is the most widely accepted narcotic of our times, the sludge. And I think we ought to take power back into our own hands, and before we all drown in it.